Okay. Okay. Nagi Seishiro, man. Nagi Seishiro. This is gonna be a very, very, very interesting time for Nagi. Given the fact that he got eliminated, given the fact that he didn't make the top 23 cut, coming in at just under 23 at position 24, which is barely over a $20 million bid. It really makes you think. I mean, that one goal that he made in the beginning of the NEL against Isagi and Kaiser, that triple volley, that really was his value, right? Everybody was so hyped to see Nagi after he performed so well. But that's not the end, because Kaneshiro made himself a side manga with Nagi as the main character, and given the fact that Nagi is his favorite character, it goes on to really let me know, and you know, that this is not the end for Nagi. This is actually probably the very beginning of Nagi, with him and Isagi just having two different, paths at this point, with Nagi really have to find out how he can play soccer relying on just himself. He's always played soccer with a partner, whether it was Ryo or it was Isagi temporarily, but he always had a partner, and he always tied his ego to that partner. And at this point, the same partner that he left behind, Ryo, has become the single best striker on his team. Ryo has shown consistently that he can do the job, and he can do it very well. He's not even a striker, he's a midfielder. He's, he should be a midfielder. But the thing is that Nagi is just finally seeing Ryo's value. Like, he's finally seeing that Ryo isn't the one that's holding him back, but in fact, he's the one that's holding Ryo back. And that's just the stark reality, the stark difference between Nagi and Ryo. And Nagi's finally able to see that. And it's kind of like his big time to nut up or shut up, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even like he was slacking in the the last game to Barca, but he wasn't slacking against Barca. He was really trying to implement something new, really trying to put his foot on the gas. But hey, man, Bachira made it so that it don't matter how much gas you got, man, because Bachira is hard to handle. You know what I'm saying? Like them dribbles and the run. It's crazy. But I do think that when it comes to Nagi, he's so far from done. I think the real question we have to ask ourselves is, how good is he going to be the next time we see him? Because we're definitely going to see him again. It may not be in the World Cup. It could be in the World Cup, but you got to think about what team would he, go with, because he can't represent Japan. He can't represent, Japan in U20. So that's out the question. But he's definitely going to be playing soccer. He's definitely not going to be flipping fries in the bag, bro. He's not going to be serving he's not going to be at McDonald's. He's not going to be at Chick-fil-A. He's not going to be at Five Guys. Nagi is going to be on the soccer field, okay? He's going to be on the soccer field. It just may take a little bit of time. We may not even sure if he can even go to the wild card feature, just like Kunigami. That's another good possibility for Nagi, if he goes through the wild card feature. But we'll have to see, because the wild card feature was really just for the NEL, I'm pretty sure. But knowing Ego, I know he has something for our main prodigy, Nagi. But it's a very interesting situation, because the entire fandom, me included, this was supposed to be the game that Nagi turned it around, that Nagi stopped wanting to get bodied, that Nagi stopped wanting to get passed up. But it seemed that it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough to get Nagi over that hump. He just didn't have enough of that to get him over that line. So at this point, Nagi is just in limbo. He has to figure out what he needs for his career, for himself. I don't even think Nagi even sees soccer as a career, like as money, as a way to live. I think at this point Nagi sees soccer as like just a really cool interest he has, a really fun activity. But I think once he makes that switch where like soccer is his life, where like he can't function without soccer, if he makes that switch, where it's like every match he has a sort of desperate energy to really give it his all, he won't ever get to where he needs to get to. That lackluster, apathetic behavior is just not going to get him anywhere. He can't become the world best with that behavior, point blank period. But we will see more of Nagi. I think we just have to just really think about how he's going to get there, because obviously he can't get there in the Japan team, but really, like, what team, could he really go with? I mean, Chris Prince really said literally in the last chapter, in the last game, that he is backing Rayo. He doesn't want to back a striker like Nagi that is just so, ready to just give up, ready to just don't have any flair to him. He is ready to back a player that is ready to change the future, and that is Rayo. That is our chameleon. But it's honestly frightening to see what a genius, someone with so much potential, someone with so much drive and talent, just be succumbed to just not enough, inadequate compared to all the other 23 geniuses. I mean, he has a lot of competition, but we all know that Nagi is capable of it. We know that Nagi can actually do it. It's just more of just putting the pedal to the metal at this point, and he needs to come to that conclusion on himself. He needs to understand that, like, bro, you gotta lock in sometimes. You gotta, like, really just give it your all. You gotta, like, dig deep down and see, what am I doing this for? What is driving me? Why do I need to exert everything I have, my entire being, in every match? Well, that's a question you gotta ask yourself, Nagi. That's a question that you have to come to a conclusion on yourself, because we can't answer that for you. We can't play these games for you. But what we can do is see what's gonna happen. That's what we can do. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and I'm gonna see you guys later, man. Peace.